What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So NBA free agency has officially started, and we did have a pretty wild trade that happened yesterday between the Denver Nuggets and the Brooklyn Nets, as the Denver Nuggets have traded away Michael Porter Jr. and a 2032 unprotected first round pick for Cameron Johnson. So let's go ahead and jump in and do this new look Denver. Well, I guess it's not really new. They're probably not done yet, but this Cam Johnson plus Bruce Brown Denver Nuggets rebuild in NBA 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs, so if you want to help us reach that goal, that would be absolutely amazing. My share scenario is updated all the way to the last official signing as I'm recording this, which is Gary Trent Jr. I strongly encourage you to go check out the community tab post about it, though. I know some of you guys won't, but there's a few issues I would like for you guys to read. But if you don't, then whatever, right? So we got the Denver Nuggets in front of us today. Obviously, the Hawks were a major winner yesterday, which I did a rebuild on them recently. The Grizzlies, you know, made some things happen, so maybe I could have done them today. But really wanted to talk about the Nuggets because I don't often have the Denver Nuggets are not often a team I rebuild that often. So it feels like the right time to do it, although there might still be more things coming for the Denver Nuggets. So here is a rotation going into the season. We have Jamal Murray, Christian Brown. Other than obviously Michael Porter being here, it is now Cam Johnson in place of him. So the starting five is going to probably stay the same, other than obviously Cam Johnson's here now with Aaron Gordon, Jokic, Strawther, Peyton Watson, Bruce Brown, and Zeke Naji. Right now is the backup five. We'd like to address that, and I do have a feeling that Denver is going to address that in real life as well. Obviously, to have someone they can finally trust on the floor when Jokic needs to rest. That's something we absolutely need to address at the deadline. Obviously, as I'm recording this, they have not addressed that, but it would not shock me in the slightest at all. Is that if you're watching this, that the Nuggets maybe made a move for a big. That's a risk you take when we record rebuilds while, you know, free agency and all that still going on. But I will go ahead, similar to the trade deadline, as we're going to look to acquire a big to help someone, or to help Jokic's rest time, basically. So the backup five we're going to be bringing in at the trade deadline is going to be Kevon Looney. It's not my favorite one by any means, but Looney is going to be a serviceable backup five, I guess, to have. I was kind of in on the Andre Drummond sweepstakes. It just never worked out, unfortunately. So that is going to be our acquisition. The thing we're hoping for the most, though, is Deron Holmes could eventually become that. But obviously he got hurt his rookie season before we even saw anything from him. But so far at 27 to 23, I don't know if Looney is like a game changer by any means, but he is at least a backup center to have in the rotation. And then we probably move like Zeke Naji to power forward instead, or we could even play Deron Holmes, but I don't know. So I guess we'll move Zeke Naji to the 4. That way the lineup is a little bit more balanced. So yeah, Looney doesn't, you know, make me the happiest man in the world or anything, but it's an acquisition at the deadline nonetheless for that backup center problem. At the end of year number 1, Jokic wins MVP. Cooper Flag is a rookie of the year. You got him also winning 6th man of the year. Oh yeah, I need to fix him to small forward, but I couldn't until after the draft. And yeah, I'll fix that. So that's something I need to address, but I encourage you to move Flag to the 3 and not leave him at the 4. Depoy goes to Giannis. Trace Jackson Davis most improved, and Devin Booker's a clutch player, and Mark is a coach. Their executive goes to Hobson. Even though this is going to help the Mavericks, I'm going to go ahead and do that for them right now because he should be playing the 3 and not coming off the bench for them. So yeah, that's my fault. I need to fix that. So yeah, he can go to the 3 for them. Okay, so we are the 17th in the West, playing, interestingly enough, the Houston Rockets. We have 31 from Jokic, 26 from Jamal Murray, 14 from Aaron Gordon, 13 from Cam Johnson, 11 from Strawther, and 11 from Christian Brown. Obviously, the Rockets, as we all know, made some noise yesterday as well. They definitely still have some more impending moves coming, it sounds like. They got Capella, they got Dorian Finney-Smith, and then I think that was about it, basically, as of yesterday. But obviously, they extended Jabari, got Kevin Durant, so they're going to be a very interesting team out west. But do we have what it takes to take them down here to get into the actual playoffs? I mean, Jokic won MVP even though we were just a play-in team, but that is the West for you. It's a very competitive conference, so Denver being the play-in isn't like totally unrealistic. 45 from Murray, 33, 11, 14 from Jokic, but more than likely they're, you know, straight up playoff team. Now, unfortunately for us, the team that I just kind of helped balance their lineup a little bit more, we get to play them in the first round, so that's gonna kind of suck. We're going to have to just hope that we can somehow take them down. So here we go. Game 1, let's go ahead and simcast this bad boy because we kind of know how this is potentially going to go. Dallas is usually pretty overpowered, unstoppable in these early seasons. They often win like 3 championships in a row. So I don't really have a good feeling about us beating the Mavericks here. We're down 2-0, down 3-0, and the Mavericks are going to send... Oh, we win game 4, so we're not dead yet. We might get gentlemen swept, but we didn't get swept, you know, 4-0'd, I guess. But can we extend it to another game. And it's looking like we might. Oh, wow. It looked like we were going to, but they take it at the very end. So 30, 19, and 8 from Jokic, 32 from Jamal Murray, but we get eliminated in round 1. So there might be some major changes on my end this offseason. We got the Knicks and the Kings. So again, I would like to upgrade that backup center spot to something much better. Looney was fine and all, but not really my long-term wanting him to be my center going forward. So here's a lot of results as we got Brooklyn getting 1 overall. So they win the Age of Debanza sweepstakes, Celtics 2, Jazz 3. And then as far as our pick is concerned in this draft, if we even have one, we have the 19th pick, apparently. So 19th overall selection, which should be helpful. David Adelman still the head coach, even though it looks nothing like him. He doesn't even have hair in real life, right? Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there. But let's go ahead and start some shakeup right now. We have the 19th pick. We could add a rook to this team, but I think I want to get aggressive and maybe use this pick to make a trade. I'm not going to lie to you. So I think I'm going to go ahead and execute this trade with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're going to get some expiring money while we take on Sam Merrill's contract. Obviously, Lonzo Ball, obviously expiring too. But basically, the Cavs get off some money in the future, and we get Lonzo and Sam Merrill, which I do like. Now, I don't know if Sam Merrill's going to stay here long term, but I do love the Lonzo Ball off the bench edition for us. I think that helps out a ton. But again, still after a backup 3, and we'll figure that out in due time, or backup 5, I should say. I would like it for, I would love if Deron Holmes could just develop into that. I'm not really sure I can trust that. We'll see how much he develops. We did not trade the 19th pick, even though I kind of thought about it. So let's just go see what we can get at 19 potentially. So we have Taj Petaway, Hall of Fame, 6'1" point guard. We can go Alex Cologne, Florida, 6'11", all NBA ceiling. And we got Silas, Alex, Isaiah Evans. I don't know much about some of these guys, but maybe we'd go Isaiah Evans here. 6'7" forward. We could take one of the bigs as well, which isn't too bad of an idea, but I think I might take Isaiah Evans here. So Isaiah Evans is going to be the pick out of Duke. That will be what we're walking away with on draft night. He is a 73 overall, so definitely somebody that might be a rotational piece eventually. So Micah Peavy, who we got in that Pelican trade with Looney, we're not going to worry about re-signing. And then Deron Holmes, Strother, Hunter Tyson. I'm going to decline Hunter Tyson as well, although we might need him for, maybe another major trade. We'll see. So Brown and Peyton Watson are about to get extended as well, so that's going to be kind of hurting our money a little bit more. So Brown, we're going to have to hopefully wait to see if he can get him for as cheap as possible. That would be the goal that I would have in mind. So I think the only thing I'd like to do is use Sam Merrill's contract and maybe something else to get a legitimate backup 5, just in case Deron Holmes can't work out. Maybe a tweener between the power forward and the center position, somebody who can play both, but going to be kind of rare to find that. I want to keep Isaiah Evans on the team. He might be something that could be part of the rotation going forward eventually, but I'm going to see if I can finally flip Merrill and Hunter Tyson or something else into a good backup 5, backup 4. We'll see. I think I am going to go ahead and do this trade with your Orlando Magic. We're going to get Jonathan Isaac off them. So Isaac is someone who could be a nice rotational piece for us. He does have a long-term contract, but I do like the idea of Jonathan Isaac. Could maybe be somebody that we have as a tweener, maybe play him a little bit at center. We'll have to see, though. I'm really hoping Deron Holmes just can become that. If not, I'll still sign maybe a center in the last day of free agency. But the major priority is obviously re-signing Christian Brown and Peyton Watson. So that's the major thing we need to worry about. My phone is buzzing. So did anybody sign right now? Let's see. No. Nope. Nothing going on. Okay. So unprofessional checking your phone while you're doing a video. Just kidding. Okay. So let's go get these two back. And then we might still sign like a good center in the last day of free agency if we can. Just in case Deron Holmes doesn't work out. Because there's a chance it does not work out. Okay. So we have Drummond, who honestly would probably be like the perfect guy to bring in. Just as a potential guy that could just play for a year for us. So I'm going to go Drummond. Then obviously we're going to give Christian Brown and Peyton Watson long-term deals. So Peyton Watson making less than $10 million a year sounds great to me. And Christian Brown making around $20 million a year also sounds good to me. So if he wants to sign that, that'd be great. But boom, we get those 3 on the last day. We'll take that. So we got Gordon down 1 overall. Drummond is down 1. And then Deron Holmes is up to a 76. So maybe moving him to center will push him up to a 77. So he could be the backup 5 next year. Gordon starting to regress. Strother is up. And then Lonzo Ball is up. So we didn't shake up the starting 5 too much. But that's still something I might look into at the trade deadline. If we're still struggling, there's a chance that Jamal Murray could be on his way out. I'm going to try to keep Cam Johnson and Aaron Gordon. I think those are good role players to have. But if we maybe find a different star at the trade deadline and place Jamal Murray to pair him with, obviously, Jokic, then we may have to strike on that. But it all depends on what the team is doing at the trade deadline. So Power Rank has his 12th overall, which is a good sign. And here is what the rotation is looking like. So we have Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Cam Johnson, Gordon, Jokic. We knew that. Julian Strawther, Lonzo Ball, Peyton Watson, Deron Holmes, Jonathan Isaac is your rotation. So Drummond is still out of the rotation right now. We have Isaiah Evans, who's going to develop in the background. But yeah, we're going to have to see how this goes. So hopefully this team is doing well by the trade deadline. If we are still struggling, hovering around 500 and not like a legitimate threat out west, so far it looks like we may be just hovering around 500 at the deadline based off how the season's starting. We may look to trade Jamal Murray and make a major shakeup to this team. It all depends on what the value in return would be, though. That is definitely something we'll absolutely look into if I had to guess. So Jokic has got himself another MVP trophy here, winning MVP once again. AJ Debanza, Rookie of the Year in Brooklyn. Tyler Hero is your 6th man, Wemby Defensive Player, and Harper is your most improved. And De'Aaron Fox ended up in Portland somehow as your clutch player. Chris Fitz, Coach of the Year, and Aaron Phillips is your executive, and that's about it. So here's your All-NBA first team. Jokic wins or is on All-NBA first team after winning MVP. Here is your All-NBA second team, All-NBA third, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team as Jokic makes that as well. Interesting. And then our rookie unfortunately wasn't playing, but hopefully he finds himself in the rotation next year. So, funny enough, we get to play the Dallas Mavericks again, so that's going to be fun. But I decided not to make any trades at the deadline because the team was doing really well. 28 points from Jokic, 23 from Murray, 15 from Strawther, which he was looking for a fat extension at the extension deadline. Kind of hesitate on it, but he is proving to be maybe worth that kind of money. 11 from Aaron Gordon, and then 11 from Cam Johnson, 9 from Watson, 9 from Brown, and 9 from Lonzo, with 4.5 assists. Okay. So let's go ahead and streak this down to a 9 rotation for the playoffs, and let's see if we have any chance against the Dallas Mavericks, who are always so tough to beat. Game 1 is going to go to Dallas. They went on our home floor, and we even it up. So we didn't go home empty-handed here. At least we won one game. Now we got to win one on their home floor as well. So can we steal one? More often than not, I feel like Dallas usually goes up 3-1 on me, so it would not surprise me if that's what happens here. And we will actually win one in Dallas. So can we go up 3-1 on them is the question. It's looking like it's a possibility. It's a close game so far. And we're blowing them out. We might be able to go up 3-1, but I still... Oh, wait a minute. I still don't feel safe, though. I still think that they could possibly come back 3-1 and beat us. So I'm still going to simcast every single game, because I would not rule out the Mavericks getting 3 in a row on us right now because of how good they are in the sim. But Denver may have the recipe. Wow. That's the first time I felt like I've beaten the Mavericks comfortably. I don't know how I did it, but I am a happy man for it. So we get to play the San Antonio Spurs now, who have Harper, Castle, Vassell, Sohan, Wemby. They obviously got rid of De'Aaron Fox, as we saw. He ended up in Portland. So Murray, Brown, Cam Johnson, Gordon, Jokic versus their starting 5. Let's see how this is about to go. Wemby versus Jokic would definitely be cinema for our playoff series. Hopefully we get to see that one day. Game 1 goes to the Spurs. They blow us out bad. And game 2, we even it up. So we are not done yet. If we would have went down 2-0, would have been bad. But thankfully, we can go up 2-1. So let's see if we can do just that in San Antonio. Or no, we're back in Denver. We were on their home floor. So we took one on their home floor. And now if we win both at home, we should be in a good position. But can we do that is the question. It's looking good right now. Can we hang on to it? San Antonio is going to say no, but no, we will hang on. 111 and 116. We're one game away from moving on to the conference finals. Can we beat them? 2-3. We beat them in 6. Okay. Now we get to play OKC or New Orleans. So we're guaranteed home court advantage regardless on who it is. So it looks like it might be the Thunder. Pelicans may say no about that idea. It is the Thunder. So Denver and OKC rematch. Cleveland and New York on the other side. We got Shea, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, Chet. Sorber is now their starting center. So they definitely got rid of Isaiah Hartenstein, and D'Lo is now there as well, which is interesting. Okay. Game 1 goes to OKC. We even it up, though. So that's kind of how the series has started every time for us. 2-1, 3-1, and we will beat them in 5. So just like that, we are in the NBA Finals. So all it took for us was to maybe move Deron Holmes to center, which he's developed really well there. We were brought in Drummond. We brought in Jonathan Isaac. Brought in Lonzo Ball. But this team is doing extremely well. So let's see who's going to be playing us in the finals. It will be the Knicks. So we got Cat versus Jokic in an NBA Finals for a championship. So game 1 goes to the Knicks. Game 2 goes to them as well. We even the series. Yes, we can. Okay, so Both teams have won on their home floor, but now it is time to see if we can change that right now and be the first road team to win. Let's do it. Close game so far, but Knicks have had the lead most of the game, and they are going to take the 3-2 lead. So we have to win game 6 to force a game 7 back to the Madison Square Garden. A game 7 at Madison Square Garden would be a ton of fun in the NBA Finals. Can we make it happen, though? It's looking like we will. Maybe. We do. 124 to 131. Let me make sure I have autosave on. It is on, because this might be a game we have to jump into if it's a close one. So game 7 on the road in Madison Square Garden. Can the road team finally win in this playoff series? It's going to be a close game, it looks like. Although it looks like we're starting to run away with it. So I think in year number 2, we're going to bring Denver a championship. So 130 to 104. Jokic with 58 in that one. And we're going to look to see if we go back-to-back. So Jokic, Finals MVP. Knicks losing 7. Beautiful stuff. And we got a championship very early on in this video. But again, I'm going to go one more season to see if we can't go back-to-back. The draft lottery time. We got Jazz maybe getting a high pick from the Lakers. But that pick falls out. Blazers, which that shouldn't be the Bulls pick. That should be the Blazers pick, is protected. And then that's looking like about it. But staff signing. David Adelman, of course, has earned the right to stay the head coach. So we're not even going to worry about getting rid of him. Draft night. I don't even think we have a draft pick. We do not. So let's go to player options and let's see what we got going on. So Jokic declines his player option. Deron Holmes will obviously accept. Strother is a free agent, which I think he's a big part of what we just did. So with him, though, he is asked for quite a bit of money. Lonzo Ball is asked for quite a bit of money. So once we do this, we're going to be a second apron team again. So that's going to be tough, but we have to. I mean, we can't let any of these guys go. So Jokic, going to get back. Strother is going to have to go back to his qualifying offer. We can't afford to pay him what he's asking for. And Cam Johnson was kind of the theme of the video, so I'm going to keep him as well. So as long as Strother comes back, we might be looking to run this back. The only thing I might do is trade Jonathan Isaac away. We can't bring Drummond back, obviously. So the only thing we could do is maybe make a trade using Isaac's contract to bolster something. But we brought Lonzo back, and then Strother will be back on his qualifying offer, which was definitely needed. So Aaron Gordon is down overall. Deron Holmes is up to an 80. So, and then Isaiah Evans is up. So honestly, Isaiah Evans might be ready to play some minutes this year, which is kind of cool to have that going for us. So I think what we might do, as I mentioned, is trade Jonathan Isaac away. So let's see what we get for him. So like Sam Hauser, we trade a second to make that happen. Or even Rui from the Lakers is kind of interesting. Or we could just dump him to the Nets if they wanted him. And then Finney Smith and a live protected pick. Royce O'Neal and a first. We swap first. I mean, we could just do this one to get another shooter. I don't hate this idea. So we're going to go ahead and do this trade with the Celtics. Hauser probably won't only play like in certain situations, but I think Isaiah Evans is going to be kind of like him and Watts are going to be our backup forwards next year. So yeah, I like that a lot. So let's go into next season. We're going to run this bad boy back, and we're going to hope that this team can go back-to-back championships. But as long as we got one, which we already did, we're good. So let's just go ahead and see how year number 3 is about to unfold. Well, we already got one championship in this video. This man Jokic can't stop winning MVPs on top of that. So yeah, great for him. Stokes is rookie of the year. Derek Queen, 6th man in New Orleans. Wemby is defensive player. Chris is your most improved. And Shea is your clutch player. And Mitch Johnson, coach of the year. And Hobson is your executive. So Jokic, of course, All-NBA first team. Also, as I'm recording this, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just agreed to like the biggest contract extension in NBA history or something like that. So shout out to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You can guess it what the top 2 comments were. All this for free throws. So yeah, not surprised to see that, obviously. But here is where we're at. We're the 4th seed, and funny enough, we get to play Shea, as I was kind of just talking about him. So we had 31 from Jokic, 22 from Jamal Murray, 16 from Strother, who has stepped up big time as like a 3rd scorer here. 14 from Cam Johnson, 13 from Aaron Gordon, and 9 from Brown, 7 from Lonzo, 7 from Watson, and 6 from Deron Holmes with 4 rebounds. So OKC is the matchup. Storber's up to an 82. They also added Dash Daniels. They have Max Christie now, Nikola Topic, Zach Collins. So they got a good team over there in OKC. We're all aware of it. We were able to beat them last year, but will that same thing happen this time is the question. They now have Strother in the starting 5, which I don't hate that. So game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to us as well. Game 3 is going to go to us. The Thunder just suck, man. Like in the 2K sim, although they might be coming back from 3-0 on us. Now we beat them in 6. But yeah, in the 2K sim, man, like the Thunder just kind of suck. It's kind of weird. But I'm kind of glad they do in a way, because they would be really hard to stop if they were like their normal selves. So the Pelicans got Quentin Grimes, it looks like. How much is he making right now? 25 million. Right now, though, he's kind of playing like crap in the playoffs, I would say. But We'll see how it goes. New Orleans is the matchup. So game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to us as well. And we might be sweeping the Pelicans. We do. So that was easy. Do we get the Mavericks or the Wolves? It will be the Wolves. So obviously these two teams very familiar with each other. They've played a lot in real life, as we're all aware. We have not seen them in the 2K sim today. And then Chicago, Detroit is awaiting us. So game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to them. Game 3 is going to go to them. Do we even the series? No, we're down 3-1. So a back-to-back championship might be halted by the Wolves unless we come down from 3-1, which it looks like that may not. Well, hold on. We're not dead. Oh, this is going to be a close game. Very close game. It's a 1-point game right now. We hang on to it, though. It's a tied game. 109 and 111. Let's jump in and watch how this unfolds. Do we go home with a 2-point lead? That's the question. I'm not going to play this out either, but this is like too close not to watch the end of this. So Wolves have the possession, by the way. There's 59 seconds left in the clock. They got Freeman inbounding the ball. They extended Randall and Nasri in real life. Jokic is about to get burnt, and Randall is going to miss the lay-in. So we actually have possession. Looked like Jokic was going to get absolutely cooked there, but he recovered well. Jokic is going to try to take Randall down to the basket. He's going to get double teamed. Back to Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson gets a nice screen from Brown, and Watson's going to nail the 3. Puts us up 5, so we might be in a good position to continue going here. We got to get a stop on this side of the ball. So we got Randall with Jokic guarding him. Randall tries another horrible shot, and that's going to be all she wrote. So we are going to win another one. We're going to win game 5. We're going to game 6. Okay, so you guys have no idea what I just went through after I simmed to the end. I simmed to the end, by the way, after I just assumed we won, and the Timberwolves ended up coming back and winning somehow, which made literally 0 sense. So instead of backing out all the way, I closed the game and I came back and the playoffs restarted. So the bracket may look a little bit different, but I think the conference finals are still the same, and I'm still in the position where it's 3-2. So if you notice, the bracket looks different. Like we beat the Thunder in 6. We played the Pelicans in round 2, I believe. We swept them, and then Dallas, Minnesota is still the same. But yeah, if you notice that, that is why. But yeah, so I will never use the sim to end button ever again. I just assumed, I was like, oh, well, we have free throws coming. We just went up, 5. I think we're good. And somehow they came back and won. So yeah, I'll never use that button ever again. But now we go to a game 6 against Minnesota to see if we can tie this series. So we're back on the road here again. So for all that, do we ever... No, oh, it's not looking good. So I did all that just for us to lose at the end of the day. So whatever. We got Anthony Edwards and Luka. So the Chicago Bulls have Luka Doncic. It kind of makes sense why they're where they're at. And they will go on to win the whole thing. So 1 championship in this video. We lose the conference finals in the 3rd season, but I can live with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously more rebuilds to come as free agency keeps going. Rockets, Hawks are all on my list. I just kind of want to space them out because I just did a Rockets rebuild not that long ago, and I obviously just did a Hawks rebuild not that long ago either. I've done Suns quite a bit too, so even though they haven't done anything yet, I just kind of listed that. So I could have done Suns again, but whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see y'all in the next, or I could have done Hawks or Rockets again, which I will. I definitely eventually will do those teams, of course, too. But this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.